So it looks like we got that gap up today, guys. Cheers to that, by the way. Happy Monday. I appreciate you all for tuning in as we're up across the board. We got the gap up. S&P's up 0.7%. The Dow's up, let's see here, guys, about 0.03. So actually the Dow isn't doing much, but who cares about the Dow? It just hit 50K. We need to see the Qs and the S&P move, and that's exactly what's happening, guys. Again, S&P's up 0.75%, and the Qs are up over 1%. As the Russell's up, let's see here, guys, about 0.9%. So let's dive into it. Let's break down the charts, what I'm looking to do, stocks that I'm looking to buy this week. So let's do it, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my trades, investments, and be a part of the private Discord. That's all linked down below, also pinned in the comments. Enough of that now. Let's get into it. So we are ripping, and we covered this in my video yesterday, right? My multiple videos from yesterday. And by the way, that Super Bowl sucked on a side note. Oh my God, that Super Bowl was so freaking bad. And the Patriots kind of turned it up at the end of the game a little too late, right? You know, you saw Drake May throw that nice touchdown to what's his name, Mac Hollins, who was actually on the Eagles when we won the Super Bowl in 2018. But anyway, man, awful Super Bowl. So boring. Anyway, we covered in those videos yesterday that if SPYs saw this gap up, if it were to break above 692, it was going to run. It was going to run to about 697, towards 700 in my opinion, and that's exactly what's happening right now. We took out 691, 692, and we've been up literally all day. It's currently about noon on the East Coast. We're now at 695.40, pretty much filling this gap right here that we talked about again in the multiple videos from yesterday, which is why you guys need to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. I think 50% of you guys on YouTube watch the content, but you're not subscribing, and we're trying to get to 100,000 subs, guys. I've been doing this for like 8 years now, and we got to get to 100K subs on YouTube. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. The Qs doing the same thing. We talked about this yesterday. If 608 broke, watch for that gap to 615, 618 to fill, and we're at 616 right now. We're pushing towards this gap right here. Let me extend that to the right so you guys can see. We're pretty much right there. We're pretty much right there. And if I extend this one to the right, let me show you this right here, guys. Boom, boom, boom. If it wants to work. If we take out 618, 620, this is the next gap to fill, up to 628, 630, which, hey, that's in the cards. It's possible. Maybe not today, but at some point coming up here, especially as we have an inverse head and shoulders on the Qs. Clear as day, guys. Inverse head and shoulders. You're seeing it right here. Boom. Clear as day. And if this thing, like I said, takes out, let's say, 620, this inverse head and shoulders is only going to play out even more. I think we're going to 630, right? I think we're going higher. So that's a quick rundown on these indices here. Bulls are alive and well. We had a rough, start to last week, middle of last week too, but Friday was strong. That's continuing into today, which is exciting. And we're seeing a lot of tech stocks ripping. A lot of these beaten up names are finally starting to come back, and Oracle's one of them. Ticker ORCL is up over 11% on the day, which I'm not surprised. Oracle's been more than cut in half. It's almost way overdone in my opinion now. The sell-off is just ridiculous. Did it deserve to go down 60%? I don't necessarily think so. So we hit $132 on Friday or Thursday, it looks like, and now we're at 158, up over 11%. And this is not surprising because, again, I think the sell-off got overdone. But on top of that, this 3-year chart, we've covered this before, and the max chart looks great on Oracle. We've been approaching these major support levels on the super large time frames, and it looks like bulls are coming in. We're bouncing off of them, which is ideal. You're noticing it on the 3-year chart. We're seeing a nice green candle here above that 180 SMA, and on the max chart, you're noticing it here above the 50 SMA. So I think Oracle, although I'm not buying shares, full disclosure, I'm not buying shares right now. I think, and that is because I have a lot of money in other names, AI, tech names. I don't need to add Oracle to the mix too. But if I wanted, or if I was, eager to buy Oracle, or if it was at the top of my watch list, now would be the time to strike. If I didn't have, other AI investments that I'm in, I don't want to overdo it, guys, but let's say I didn't own Nvidia. Let's say I didn't own, all these other stocks. Oracle here, I think, is a decent play for the longer term, right? I don't know what's going to happen in the next month, but over the next, couple years, I think this is a good entry point. Even if you have, a higher risk appetite, let's say for a swing trade the next 3, 6, 9 months, you could argue now is a good time to get into Oracle. But again, I'm not doing that because I'm in all these other names already. I've been buying those, and I like them more than Oracle at this time. But I think, again, the Oracle sell-off's overdone. I think we might be getting some upside here sooner rather than later. What else is moving here, guys? Roblox, which I don't want to talk about that. Coherent's moving as well, which they reported earnings last week. The stock tanked. Now it's recovered. It's pretty much recovered that entire loss from post earnings. Now we're back to the mid 240s. If that breaks, this could go even higher. So Coherent looks phenomenal. AMD looks good too. We filled the gap down to 185. Broke back over 200, which is ideal. Now we're up another $7 on the day, up around 3.6%. We're starting to move here. And let me go over a move I made just literally about 30 minutes ago. I dumped out of my Novo Nordisk shares pretty much at break even, slightly in the green. And that is because I'm looking to free capital and put cash elsewhere at this point. With the risk of hims and hers, even though they said they pulled back their oral pill, right? Their oral, whatever it's called. It's slipping my mind. Their knockoff of Wegovy. They actually got sued by Novo. At this point, man, this space is getting way hyper competitive, and it was the GLP-1 space when I got into it, right? But at this point, this stock is whipsawing $20 a share like it's nothing. It's moving like a tech stock. We were just at $65, and for it to go all the way down to 42 in 2-3 days after we got some news regarding them cutting their sales for full year 26, we got the hims and hers pressure. Obviously, Eli Lilly's been crushing it. So with all this going on right now, the stock's whipsawing down pretty much right back to where I started buying it. It's like, I don't want to be a part of this story anymore. Luckily, I had call options. You guys remember I had those leaps, and I got out of them, thank God, at literally the peak. We were watching Novo here. I got out of those when the stock was at like $62 a share. Made 50% on those calls. Made some good money there. So I'm not exiting Novo with no profit at all. It actually played out pretty well considering I made 50% on those call options. But on the shares, pretty much break even, slightly in the green. And the story's there, but it's like this stock is just so freaking volatile, and it hasn't really moved in the last 6 months. So I'm like, let me get my money out of here. I already made money on the calls. Let me put money elsewhere, because look, what do I like more here at this price? I have to look at this objectively, What do I like more? Novo Nordisk at $49 a share, or Amazon at $210, or Mercado Libre at, $1,900 a share? I have to ask myself these questions, and at the end of the day, man, I like those other names better. Pretty much every stock I own now, I like more than Novo Nordisk. And with tech, as tech has come down, it's like I like those stocks even more now than Novo Nordisk. So I'm like, let me get out of this one. Let me raise some cash, free up some cash. And I haven't bought anything yet with that cash, but most likely going to add more to Amazon or add more to Mercado Libre, and we'll go from there, you know? So, yep, I'm cutting ties with Novo, guys. It's official. You know, held it for like 6 months, but I'm not mad about it because of the call options. That's the main, you know, reason. You know, I made some good money there, and everybody in my Patreon saw that, you know, and yeah, I'm out of Novo for now, guys, and we'll see. We'll re-enter it. Potentially, we'll revisit it. But for now, just wanted to raise some cash, and we'll go from there. I'll keep you guys updated. And again, everybody in my Patreon, you guys get access to what I'm doing in real time, my trades, options, investments. You guys see portfolio updates every week, and you're in that private Discord chat as well. So there's a lot of what's it called, value. So check it out. Link down below, guys. Pinned in the comments as well if you're interested. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to break down. I mean, it's a great green day across the board. You know, this is why you don't panic sell out of your tech holdings, man, out of your stocks. Look, Nvidia is now at $192 a share. We're up almost 4% on the day. Could you imagine if you got out of it at 170 instead of, you know, doubling down or adding more? Personally, I bought more at, I think 178, right? I didn't nail the bottom, but who cares, right? You don't always nail the bottom. And now we're at 192. I mean, this is beautiful. We're actually breaking through these moving averages. Nvidia is actually now breaking out of this descending triangle that we were talking about last week. This is, what more could you ask for? Now, is Nvidia fully out of the woods yet? No. We all know 195 to 200 has been a very, very, very strong resistance, not support, resistance for the stock. So that needs to break. And once that happens, yeah, I think we're gonna see more upside there, and potentially, guys, we see this break into earnings at the end of this month as hype builds up, maybe after earnings, depending on the numbers. So yeah, the AI trade's looking good right now. Meta's up 3%. Palantir is up 7%. You know, again, Nvidia's ripping. AMD's doing well. So yeah, it's one of those days, man. We're looking good. Happy Monday. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for future content. Again, 50% of you on YouTube watch, but you're not subscribing. That needs to change. So I appreciate you all. I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers, by the way. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck out there.